The sky over the alien forest was dark purple, full of strange stars. Cold wind moved through tall, glowing trees. Everything looked quiet, but danger was hiding in the shadows. Inside the deep part of the forest, something big was breathing heavily. It was the albino alien wolf. The wolf was not like any normal wolf. It was massive, bigger than a horse. Its fur was white as snow, but it had red shining eyes like fire. Long scars ran down its side. Its body was strong, but now it was weak. The reason? A large black thorn was stuck deep in its nose. It hurt badly. The pain made the wolf angry, wild, and full of rage. The thorn was no small thing. It came from a dangerous plant found only on this side of the galaxy. Once it enters the skin, it spreads pain and poison slowly. The wolf had tried everything. It hit trees with its face. It dipped its nose in cold rivers. Nothing worked. It only made things worse. This wolf was once the pride of the alien king, a gift from an ancient world, trained for war, loyal to the royal family. It had fought in battles across the stars, but one day during a mission on Earth, the wolf got hurt. When the king saw the thorn and the damage, he got angry, not with the enemy, but with the wolf. "You are no use to me now," the king said coldly. His soldiers looked at the injured wolf with fear and disgust. "Leave it here," the king ordered. "It will die on this backward planet." And just like that, the spaceship left. The wolf chased after it, limping and crying. But it was too late. It was left behind on Earth, wounded, bleeding, and full of sorrow. Days passed. The pain grew worse. The wolf roared in the forest every night. The ground shook. Birds flew away. No animal dared come close. Even humans living nearby locked their doors and prayed the beast wouldn't come near. But the wolf didn't want to hurt anyone. It was scared. It was alone. And it didn't understand why the king, its master, had left it behind like garbage. It stopped eating. It stopped moving far. It only wandered near a small lake deep in the woods. There it would lie under the stars, breathing hard, eyes wet, nose bleeding. Sometimes, it would howl so loudly that even mountains echoed the sound. People in the nearby village began calling it the ghost of the forest. They said it was a demon, a monster, a curse. Children were told to stay away from the woods. Some hunters tried to track it, but none returned. But deep down, the wolf didn't want to fight. It wanted someone to help it. Someone who would understand that it was not evil, just hurt, just forgotten. One night, as the cold wind blew again, and the pain returned in full force, the wolf cried louder than ever before. Its howl rose up to the stars, shaking leaves and lighting the air with a strange red glow. That sound traveled far, across hills, rivers, and valleys, until it reached a small human village. And in that village, a girl named Maya heard it. She sat up in bed, her heart beating fast. Others in the village hid under blankets, but not Maya. There was something in that howl that didn't sound evil. It sounded sad, broken. She looked out the window toward the glowing forest and whispered to herself, "Something is out there, and it needs help." Maya could not sleep that night. The wolf's howl kept echoing in her mind. It was not the sound of a monster. It was the sound of pain. Deep pain. She sat near her small window and looked toward the forest. The sky was dark and stars twinkled like little eyes watching everything from above. Everyone in the village was scared. They had locked their doors and shut their windows. But Maya was different. She was only 17, but she had a brave heart and a kind soul. Her grandmother had taught her about animals, plants, and healing herbs. "Everything that hurts can be healed," her grandma used to say. Maya remembered those words now. In the morning, Maya packed a small brown bag. She filled it with soft cloth, a small water bottle, a few healing herbs, and some bread. She wore her warm jacket and tied her long black hair back. She didn't tell anyone where she was going. She just walked out of the village and entered the glowing purple forest. The forest was full of strange sounds. Birds with 6 wings flew between trees. The ground sparkled like it had stardust. Maya followed the path made by broken branches and deep footprints. Each step took her closer to the beast. After an hour, she saw a clear blue lake. The air felt cold. The trees here were tall and curved, like silent guards. Maya stopped behind a large rock and peeked out. There it was. The albino wolf lay near the water. Its white fur looked dirty and wet. Blood had dried under its nose. The black thorn was still stuck deep inside. The wolf breathed slowly. It looked weaker than before. One eye was half closed, but it still looked powerful. One move from it, and Maya knew she could die. She took a deep breath. Then she stood up and walked out from behind the rock. The wolf saw her. It growled low. Its eyes glowed red. Its ears stood up. Its body became stiff, ready to attack. But Maya didn't run. She held up her hands and spoke softly. "I know you're hurt. I won't hurt you. Please don't be afraid." The wolf bared its teeth. It growled louder. But it didn't get up. It was too tired. Maya slowly stepped closer. Her heart was beating fast, but her face stayed calm. "You're not a monster," she said. "You're just alone." She stopped a few feet away and gently sat down. She opened her bag and took out the cloth and herbs. Then she pulled out a piece of bread and placed it on the ground between them. The wolf watched her with sharp eyes. It didn't move. Maya didn't try to touch it. She just sat quietly, speaking in a soft voice. "I don't know where you came from, but someone left you behind. That wasn't fair. You deserve better." Minutes passed. Then slowly the wolf moved. It sniffed the bread. Then, with a shaking mouth, it ate the piece. It didn't growl this time. It just looked at her, confused. Maya smiled a little. She took out some herbs and crushed them gently. "This will help your pain," she whispered. The wolf didn't attack. It didn't growl again. It lay its head down and breathed slower. For the first time in many nights, it felt a little calm. Maya stayed there till the sun went down. She talked softly, fed it small pieces of bread, and showed her hands were empty. She didn't try to pull the thorn. Not yet. First, she wanted the wolf to trust her. As night came, she wrapped herself in her jacket and sat beside a tree. The wolf slept beside the lake. Two souls, one human, one beast, alone in the strange forest, both slowly learning one thing. Not all creatures who look dangerous are bad, and sometimes healing begins not with medicine, but with kindness. The next morning, golden sunlight fell through the glowing purple trees. A soft breeze moved across the lake. Maya opened her eyes slowly. Her back was stiff, and her arms felt cold. She looked around and remembered where she was, in the middle of an alien forest beside a deadly wolf. But something surprised her. The albino wolf was still there, lying only a few feet away, awake, and watching her. Its eyes were calmer now. No growling, no showing of teeth. The pain was still there, but something had changed. The beast no longer saw her as a threat. Maya sat up and smiled gently. "Good morning," she whispered, her voice soft like a song. She pulled out some more bread from her bag and placed it closer to the wolf. It sniffed and slowly took the bread from her hand. Its teeth touched her fingers, but only lightly. It didn't bite. She could see the thorn again. It looked worse today. The area around the nose was swollen and red. The black thorn had gone, even deeper overnight. Maya knew she had to remove it soon, or the infection would spread, and the wolf could die. She opened her bag and took out her herbs, cloth, and a small curved tool. Her hands were shaking. One wrong move, and the wolf might bite her face off. But she couldn't just walk away. She couldn't let it die. Maya slowly moved closer, keeping her eyes on the wolf. "I'm going to help you," she said quietly. It will hurt, but it will make you better." The wolf didn't growl, but it didn't look happy either. Its ears twitched. Its eyes narrowed. Maya kneeled down and raised her hand. "Please, trust me." She touched the wolf's nose gently. It flinched and let out a low growl. She pulled. Her hand back, waited a few seconds, then tried again. Slower this time. This time, the wolf let her touch it. She took a deep breath and looked at the thorn. The skin around it was cracked. Blood had dried into the fur. Maya wrapped the cloth around her fingers, held the base of the thorn with the tool, and whispered, "1, 2. She pulled. The wolf roared. It kicked its back legs and howled so loudly that birds flew from trees. Its body shook and its teeth came close to Maya's face, but it didn't bite. She didn't stop. She pulled harder, and finally, the thorn came out. Blood sprayed on her hand. The thorn dropped into the grass. It was black and long like a small knife. Maya quickly pressed clean cloth to the nose and poured her healing herbs onto the wound. The wolf was breathing fast. It was angry. It moved back a little, but it didn't run. It didn't attack. It just stared at Maya. She sat back, holding her bloody cloth, breathing hard. "It's done," she whispered. "You're free now." The wolf looked at her for a long time. Then, slowly, it lay down again beside the lake. It was tired, but somehow lighter. The pain was leaving its body. Maya smiled with tears in her eyes. "You're so strong," she said softly. "Now you can heal." The wolf blinked once, then closed its eyes. That night Maya didn't leave. She stayed beside the wolf, feeding it, cleaning the wound again, and whispering kind words. The forest was quiet now. The monster was no longer a monster. And for the first time, the alien wolf slept without pain, knowing someone cared. For the next 3 days, Maya stayed with the albino alien wolf near the lake. She cleaned its wound every morning, gave it food, and talked to it with care. The wolf didn't growl anymore. It didn't show its teeth or roar at the sky. The red fire in its eyes was slowly fading, replaced by calmness. Every time Maya touched its fur, the wolf allowed it. Sometimes it even moved closer on its own. At night, the wolf would sleep beside her, close enough that she could feel its warm breath. A silent bond was growing between them. No words, no promises, just trust. But Maya knew she couldn't stay in the forest forever. Her bag was almost empty. Her family in the village must be worried. She looked at the wolf one morning and said, "I have to take you with me. I can't leave you alone again." The wolf looked at her quietly. Then, to her surprise, it stood, up on its feet. Its legs were still weak, but it didn't fall. It took one slow step toward her. Maya smiled. "Come," she said, placing her hand gently on its neck. "Let's go home." They walked together through the glowing forest. The wolf walked behind her like a quiet guardian. Birds flew above and small creatures peeked from the trees. Some ran away in fear, but none attacked. The forest seemed to know that the beast was not wild anymore. As they reached the edge of the forest, the village came into view. Small stone houses, wooden carts, and fields full of crops. Maya took a deep breath. She wasn't afraid for herself. She was afraid for the wolf. When the villagers had heard the wolf's roar days ago, they thought a demon had entered the land. What would they do now, when they saw the monster walking beside a teenage girl? The answer came quickly. Children, playing near the village, saw Maya first. They froze when they saw the white beast behind her. One boy screamed, "It's the ghost wolf," and ran. Others followed. Within minutes, adults came running with sticks, torches, and tools. Maya stepped in front of the wolf and shouted, "Stop!" The villagers paused. They saw Maya standing there, dirty, tired but alive, and fearless. "What are you doing?" one man asked. "That thing will kill you." "No, it won't," Maya said loudly. "It's not dangerous. It was just hurt, and I helped it." "He's a beast," someone shouted. "Look at its size. It can crush us." It had a big thorn in its nose. It was in pain, Maya explained. That's why it roared. That's why it looked scary, but it never attacked me, not once. The crowd looked at the wolf. It stood still, not growling, not showing teeth. Just calm, still, quiet. It was abandoned by someone powerful, Maya continued, left to die in pain. All it needed was a little kindness. The village elder, an old woman with silver hair, stepped forward. She looked at the wolf carefully. Then she looked at Maya. "Did you pull the thorn?" she asked. "Yes," Maya said, "and now he's healing." The old woman nodded. She raised her hand. "Lower your weapons," she said to the crowd. "If the wolf wanted to harm us, it would have done so already. Let's not fear what we don't understand." Slowly the villagers dropped their sticks and tools. They watched as the wolf sat beside Maya, like a guardian. That night Maya made a soft bed of hay near her house. The wolf rested there under the stars, near humans for the first time, and then no one chased it away. And for the first time, the village slept without fear. It had been 10 days since Maya brought the albino alien wolf to the village. The people now called it Ghost Fang, but not with fear, with respect. Children would bring it food. Farmers would nod as it passed. The once feared beast had become part of their life. Maya and the wolf were always together. They walked through the fields in the morning, rested by the lake in the afternoon, and sat under the stars at night. The wolf still didn't speak, but his eyes showed everything: trust, loyalty, and something else. Love. But far above the earth, in the black silence of space, the alien king sat on his silver throne, angry. His ship had returned to orbit, near Earth, to collect rare energy stones. But the scanners picked up something unexpected: the life signal of the albino wolf he had abandoned. "What?" the king growled. "That beast still lives?" A soldier looked down. "Yes, my king, but it is now with humans." The king stood. His black and gold armor shined under the ship's light. "That wolf was mine. I trained it for battle. No human girl can steal my beast." He raised his hand and gave the order: "Prepare the battle pod. We're going down." That night the sky above Maya's village burned with green fire. A massive alien ship broke through the clouds and landed in the forest with a loud boom. Trees fell. Animals ran. The ground shook. Maya stood outside her house, staring at the light. The wolf growled low beside her. Its fur stood up. It remembered that sound, that smell, that cold presence. The king had returned. From the ship, the alien king walked out with his guards. He stood tall, cruel eyes glowing. He saw the wolf standing beside Maya and pointed his sword. "You belong to me," he shouted. "Come back, now." The wolf stepped back. Maya stepped in front of him. "He's not yours anymore." The king laughed. "You think I care about a child's feelings? That beast was bred for war. It has alien blood in its veins. You are nothing." Maya shook her head. "You left him to die. You didn't care when he was in pain. Why do you care now?" "Because he is still strong," the king shouted. "And he is mine." He raised a glowing whip. "Obey me, beast, or I will destroy this village." The guard stepped forward, weapons ready. The villagers screamed and ran. Maya stood firm, eyes full of fire. The wolf growled loudly and stepped beside her. Then, something happened. It moved in front of Maya. It bared its teeth, and for the first time, it roared louder than ever before. Not in pain, not in fear, but in anger. It was choosing, and it chose Maya. With lightning speed, the wolf jumped at the guards, knocking 2 of them into the air. Maya picked up a wooden stick and hit a third. Villagers started coming back, throwing stones and shouting. They had seen the truth. This beast was their protector. The alien king was shocked. "You dare betray me?" he shouted at the wolf. But the wolf didn't stop. It stood beside Maya, bleeding, panting, but proud. The king looked at the angry villagers, at the loyal wolf, and at the fearless girl, and knew he had lost. He turned back slowly and hissed, This isn't over. The ship lifted off and vanished into the stars. Maya fell to her knees and hugged the wolf tightly. It lowered its head into her lap and closed its eyes. "You're safe now," she whispered. And in that moment, the beast who was once a weapon of war was finally free. For a few days, peace returned to the village. Maya and the albino wolf, now called Ghostfang, became heroes. The villagers repaired their homes, shared food, and told stories of how a simple girl stood against an alien king. Children made small wooden wolves and painted them white. Old people smiled as Ghostfang walked by without fear. But far above the earth, in the deep cold of space, the alien king was not sleeping. He paced across his silver throne room, his long black cloak dragging behind him. "They embarrassed me," he growled. "A human girl, and a beast I made, turned against me." A shadow stepped forward. It was a new creature, half metal, half alien. Its eyes glowed blue. "My king," it said in a cold voice. "Allow me to bring your beast back," the king smiled. "Yes, send the hunter, bring the wolf back, or destroy everything around it." Back on Earth, Maya sat under the stars, petting Ghostfang gently. His wound had healed, and his eyes were brighter now. She spoke softly. "I wish I knew who made you, why they left you, why you were alone." Ghostfang looked up at the sky, then back at Maya as if he knew something was coming. That night, a strange sound echoed through the forest, a sharp, cutting hum like metal slicing air. Trees shook, birds flew away. Something had landed. Maya woke up to a distant explosion. The sky was red on one side and smoke rose from the forest. She ran outside. So did Ghostfang. They ran together past the fields, across the narrow stream, deep into the woods, until they saw it. A tall figure stood in the center of a burning circle of trees. It had a silver body, long claws, and red lines running across its chest. Its face was covered with a smooth black mask. It turned and looked at them. Ghostfang growled deeply. The creature spoke. "Beast, the king has sent me. Return, or be erased." Maya stepped forward. "He doesn't belong to the king anymore." The creature's mask flashed. "Silence, human. You are nothing." Ghostfang stepped in front of Maya. His body was ready, claws out, tail stiff. Without warning, the hunter rushed forward. Ghostfang leapt to stop him. A loud clash shook the trees as metal slammed into fur. The two powerful beings fought like thunder and fire. Claws scratched steel, teeth tore wires. The hunter shot a blue beam from its chest, but Ghostfang rolled and dodged, howling like a wild storm. Maya hid behind a tree, heart racing. "Come on, Ghostfang," she whispered. "You can do this." The fight moved fast. Trees broke. Rocks split. The ground shook with every strike. The hunter was strong, but Ghostfang had something the machine didn't: a reason to fight. He wasn't just fighting for himself anymore. He was fighting for Maya. With a final roar, Ghostfang jumped onto the hunter's back and bit down on the glowing cables at its neck. Sparks flew. The machine screamed. Ghostfang tore the cables out and jumped away. The hunter collapsed. Its body smoked. Its eyes went dark. It was over. Maya ran out and hugged Ghostfang tightly. "You did it," she whispered. "You saved us." Ghostfang was bleeding, but he stood strong. He looked at the stars again. More would come. The king would not stop. But neither would they. Maya placed her hand on his head. "We're together now, and we'll protect each other, no matter what." The forest was quiet again, but the war between past and future, kindness and cruelty, had only just begun. The sky had been quiet for 2 days, but everyone in the village felt something heavy in the air, like a storm was hiding behind the clouds. Maya sat beside Ghostfang, her hand resting gently on his white fur. His wounds from the last battle had almost healed, but his eyes stayed sharp. He was listening. watching, waiting. The village people had changed too. They were no longer scared. They built walls using stones and wood. Traps were placed around the fields. Even the children helped by gathering sharp sticks and food. Everyone was ready. Then, on the third night, it happened. A giant red light appeared in the sky. A sound like thunder cracked the heavens. Trees shook. A shadow fell across the land as a massive alien warship descended from the clouds. It was bigger than anything they had seen before. The alien king had returned. This time, he was not sending machines. He was coming himself. The ship landed just outside the village. Fire burst from its engines, the ground cracked. A large door opened and the king walked out, his black and gold armor glowing with alien symbols. Behind him marched an army of alien soldiers, tall and powerful, with metal weapons in their hands. The villagers stood together, shaking but brave. Maya stood in front with Ghostfang beside her. She didn't move. The king's voice thundered. "This is your last chance. Give me my beast, or I will destroy your home," Ghostfang growled. Maya took one step forward. "He is not your beast. He is not anyone's. He is free." The king laughed. "Foolish girl. You think your kindness can stop war?" "No," Maya said calmly, "but love can." The villagers began to shout, "We stand with Maya! We stand with Ghostfang!" The king's smile disappeared. He raised his arm. "Attack!" The alien army charged, but so did the villagers. Men threw stones. Women used fire. Children screamed warnings. Traps exploded under alien feet. Spears flew from rooftops. The village fought like never before. Ghostfang leapt into battle like a white lightning bolt. He slammed into soldiers, bit through weapons, and howled like a god of the forest. No one could stop him. Maya used her slingshot to hit alien eyes. She ducked and moved fast, helping the wounded and guiding people to safety. The king watched from his ship, growing more angry with every passing minute. Finally, he stepped onto the battlefield himself. He moved fast. His sword burned with blue fire. Villagers ran from him. No one could match his strength, until Ghostfang stepped in his way. The king pointed his sword. "One last chance, bow to your master." Ghostfang didn't bow. He roared and attacked. The king fought hard. His sword clashed with the wolf's claws. Sparks flew. Trees burned. The earth cracked. But Ghostfang didn't stop. Every time he fell, he got up. Every time he bled, he fought harder. Then Maya saw it, a glowing crystal on the king's chest. His power source. She picked up a sharp stone and ran. The king lifted his sword to strike Ghostfang down, but Maya jumped from behind and stabbed the crystal. The crystal cracked. The king screamed. Light exploded from his chest. His armor broke. He fell to his knees. Ghostfang pushed him down with one strong hit of his paw. It was over. The remaining soldiers ran back to the ship and flew away into the sky. The battlefield was silent. Maya sat beside Ghostfang, breathing hard. The village was damaged, but the people were safe. The king was gone. The danger was over. That night, under a clear sky full of stars, the villagers gathered to celebrate. Fires were lit. Food was shared. Songs were sung. Maya looked at Ghostfang. He was more than a wolf now. He was family. She whispered, "You were never a monster. You were just waiting for someone to believe in you." And the great albino wolf, once feared by galaxies, closed his eyes beside the girl who saw his heart. Finally home.